But no, I appreciate you, Raymond. We go back quite a long ways, and the way we ended up, working together was pretty interesting. When I came back from rehab, man, and I had that afternoon radio show, and I ended up, doing really well in the afternoon with my two crazy friends, Puro Pore Pete Valderas and El Chief, and in the morning it was you, Mando, and Bonnie, and then they asked me to do the mornings, and I didn't want anybody but you, and I wanted you to just come in with your old man voice, because you were very talented. I'd listen
to you.
Doing
a bunch of characters. Characters.
I'd listen to you in the mornings, and you had Sean Connery, you had the Indian guy. I don't know if you could get away with that nowadays, right?
For real, right?
And then you had, Bill Clinton, and you were doing all kinds of voices throughout the morning. But the one that I really, really related to, and I'm from the streets of the Rio Grande Valley, it was like your old man, Plutarco, right?
Yeah.
And I remember bringing you on and having you just focus on Plutarco, establishing him as a character, and then slowly bringing you in as his provider grandson.
slash grandson.
And it got to the point where I was just in amazement in the mornings when I'd see you go back and forth from yourself to the old man and back to yourself.
Arguing with myself.
I know, dude. It's like Robin Williams style.
That was funny, dude. I think that's what sold it to a lot of people, thinking that there was me and an old man there. Because there was this old lady that went to the station once looking to take Plutarco, my grandpa, out on a date. And I was like, well, that's me, ma'am. And she's like, no, I'm talking about the old man.
Yeah.
Like, ese soy yo.
And then the crazy things that we would get away with in the mornings was just absolutely
insane.
It was insane. Yeah.
Somebody commented the other day about the child support prank call that we did, bro.
That was like the greatest hits, one of the greatest hits.
Sure, dude. People still talk about it to this day, bro.
Yeah, man. But
my favorite memory of that time and era when we were on the radio was when this lady called us. I don't know what we were doing, either the prank calls or something with the chief, where we were joking around with him, and this lady had to pull over to unbutton her girdle because she was suffocating. She couldn't breathe anymore. That's
I remember that Mr. S, he made us do an interview with some psychiatrist lady, remember?
Yes,
and she was like really funny and rowdy and like a totally out there person. And then we'd have her like kind of like
diagnosing the chief.
The chief, right? And it ends up, she ends up, ya sé lo que tiene el chief. Tiene diarrea de la boca. That was his diagnosis.
That was his diagnosis. You have diarrhea of the mouth.
We drove that psychiatrist out of the show, man.
She drove her nuts.
She ended up having to go get therapy herself, dude, after us, bro.
Yeah, bro.
It was just some of the craziest things.
No holds barred. Dude, bro, they ruined a good thing because of the corporate people didn't know how to handle us.
And it's very different now, I mean, you have to be very careful with all this censorship and all the sensitivity going on around there, all the race baiting and, and stuff like that. It's pretty sad.
Cancel culture will get you.
Yeah, and but we're still here and we're still able to do a bit. But comedy has really been affected by all this the most, I think, because we were able to be funny on the show and be crazy and really push the envelope.
Can you imagine getting the tranny that you had doing the millionaire game?
Yeah.
Would that even be acceptable nowadays?
And, I mean, to some it would, to some it wouldn't, and it only takes, and it could be acceptable to 100 people, but if it's unacceptable to 2 people
that complain enough,
that's it. You're done. It's over. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's all it takes. That's all it takes for a corporation to like shake in their pants and say, okay, we don't want this negative publicity. So you know what? Cut it out.
That's it. What pretty much was what was happening with us, because we were puro no holds barred, and then it was all improv.
Yeah.
And they wanted us to script everything out. Like, no, pues we can't. You can't script what we were doing.
How the hell were we coming up with all those crazy contests, like the mango sucking contest, remember? And we had guys come in sucking on the mango, and they had to do like,
My favorite thing is when we gave away the $100,000 chocolate bar.
Oh, yeah.
And we gave away the $100,000 the whole morning. We were teasing it like, well, what would you do with your $100,000? I was like, well, and we were being real vague about it. Like, well, I wouldn't share it.
Yeah.
And then you were like, well, I'd give half to my mom.
Yeah.
And we're talking about
Half of the candy bar.
Candy bar,
And then, you know what? I think we probably, out of all the history of radio in the Rio Grande Valley in the 956, we probably had the best April Fool's pranks ever.
Gotcha. Gotcha. That was the funniest. For me, that was my favorite day.
Yeah.
That's actually, I got married on April Fool's, like on April 1st. That's my anniversary. So shout out to my wife, the lovely Keely Jean Orta.
Es todo. But yeah, when we put together the artists in San Antonio to be on a conference call with you, like if you were pretending to be at a restaurant that was an abandoned building and everybody was showing up for their free taco thinking that Raulito Navaira was there and
With Little
Carlos
Joe.
Guzman and all these people, Jaime de Anda.
Yeah,
But
they're all there with Wally Gonzalez.
the stuff we would plan out, dude.